I've done movies that fed my bank account but didn't feed my spirit. Do you know what I mean? And I've also done those movies that only fed my spirit but not my bank account. I'm really right now trying to like balance. I'm trying to be like a Libra. Right now I'm very Sagittarius. I'm all or nothing. I was still in college, and I knew graduating that I would need a hand up because there weren't that many black folks, and there sure as hell weren't many black women who were trying to get into the business. So I had to start. I knew I had to start before I graduated because my parents wouldn't support me anymore. I used to work on Red Shoe Diaries, and I worked with a woman named Lizzie Borden on her film. You know, like erotique, like that's sort of where I came from. And they would always make me pick up cigarette butts. Like I don't know, I felt it really, and I wasn't a smoker at the time. It was really upsetting, and I couldn't tell them what I wanted to say, which was like, what? Do you know who I'm gonna be? You know, like I just said, duly noted. And that's how the name of my company came about, because of all the times you couldn't, as trying to make your way in this industry, you can't really say what you want to say. I mean, make no bones about it. Like, you were the guys that I looked up to, for sure, and figuring out, just one career-wise, like just on the real level, and also in sort of creating, like, what I want my company to continue to be.
For the past couple years, everyone's about, internet content, but how do you get the talent to agree to do it? Finally, it's like you guys cracked that, and you opened doors for everybody else.
Oh, that's great to hear. That's really good to hear. I mean, I'm doing, like, that's one of the things we're doing with this micro budget studio, is that we're starting with web series. We're doing things that are going to be 10 to 12 episodes, right? That are going to be anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. So when I put that all together, that's about, 90 minutes or so, right? It's sort of feature length. So the model that a lot of people are doing, like Hulu is doing this, and Vugaroo, which is also an internet studio that does a lot of content that you guys should know about, they'll put it on the web here domestically, and then they'll cut it into like half-hour segments or so for overseas. And that's how they make their money. It's global. So they can put it together for a feature, sell it. They can put it together for a half hour, sell it. We can put it here for web series and see who responds to it. And, so there's a lot of different ways to go. Something on the internet's going to live forever. It doesn't come down. Where theatricals, like if you don't perform in a week, peace out, you're gone. You have a little bit of time to grow and to build, but I know I'm going to tap out with my sponsorship. All I can hope for, and if I haven't gone viral, I got nowhere to really go. However, though, but if I can get you involved in my storyverse, right? If you want to be a part of it, like The Walking Dead did an awesome job of it as well. From graphic novel, they went TV, now they're web. They gave me that whole storyverse. I can integrate however I want, which
did
also means...
Did you make up that word, storyverse?
I did. I'm going to take it
before.
Okay, great.
So that's the idea.
Someone's going to be like this Effie Brown. It's not okay. No.
But the storyverse is the story's the world, and
right.
It doesn't matter sort of what planet you're on.
My storyverse that I want to create now, I love web series and all of that, but one of the reasons why I'm not with Wigs anymore, I might come back and do Blue, is because my personal thing is that I want to see people of color with their stories, and I'm tired of seeing us being like, either we're like shot, we're gang members, or we're like videos. I'm done with that. Do you know what I mean? Which is fine, it serves its purpose, I'm all over it, you know what I mean? It's great, but you know what, for me, I'm like, where's a black female superhero? You see one?
Yeah.
All you have is Storm, right? And Storm, like, she don't say much. You know what I mean? I'm like, she's pretty. But even like for other, like you have Laura Croft. Anyway, like that's something for me where, like, that's why I went into film, is because I was like, I want to see people who look like me or the marginalized communities somewhere. Agents will pick up the phone, but they hate it, because they always know I'm coming with some like SAG modified low budget affirmative action.
Yeah.
Sort of like, you know what I mean? They're already like, really? Like, I'm like, you'll never make a dime. But like, I love you, come on. Like, you won an award. You want to be at Sundance? You know what I mean? Spirit Award? Like that's what they, But, so I feel, but I also know that like they now can't afford. They can't afford not to pick up the phone anymore, because like Freddie Wong, like who the hell thought, like, the YouTube sensation, who thought that this cat would be pulling in multi-million-dollar like what? Like, and who made him? The people made him. It's now, and like those, you Google YouTube internet sensations, There's jobs now at studios, I mean, at agencies, where they're trolling for the next big thing. Like, that's a job that, like, someone like you can have right now because you're in that zeitgeist. You know what I mean? I hope I'm using that word right, but I'm gonna say I am.
you
Okay,
are.
good, look at me. Oh, okay, good. It's been a long time since I've been in college, so I try to use a big word every now and again.
I am surprised frequently by how many young directors still are like, oh.
And it's sexy. Like, in my director, you know, he's like, no, we have to be. It was a big deal for him theatrically because we're going to go to HBO, and HBO was like, look, if it's HBO, it's HBO. You can go to film festivals or whatever, but like, it's HBO. It's still weirdly sexy for them, but like, it's also, I think now it's a little embarrassing for them, and it does damage them a little bit if it's not if it's not a success. If it's like, oh yeah, your opening weekend, your movie, you made $2.
Which is most movies.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you made $2. Like, that's sort of like, ooh, good luck, I'm making your next movie. Whereas, you know, and I'm feeling that, like, on demand, day and date, gives you a better shot. I don't have kids because, like, my movies are like my kids.
Right.
And it is nothing worse when someone says, like, your kid is ugly.
Right.
And you're like, my baby is beautiful.